talk about this one. That's just one of the things that's super cycle. Let's get our butts in, shall we? Okay, anyways. I don't know what we was doing. Oh yeah, try to fight people last thing out. I'm able to use that sword? It's magical rated. Seriously, dog? Magical rated. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go. Cause here's the edge. We need to continue exploring up here. But then, you know, we decided to stop. So what I think we're going to continue today is exploring up there and getting just ruins farm, a ruin farm ready. Okay, so we're going back. Saving up like all this stuff because I heard if you take as much as you want, you just come out of hell. In boss fights, because if we can't take him down in even though we're gonna be overpowered. I think about doing it. I played this game already and it seems to go up now. The thing is, I've been want to be by myself, and I usually forget because this is boss. I forgot about the boss. I think there's a way you can cheese it. I want to find a good boss. I don't want to invade people's worlds. Okay. Time for Google's assistance. I YouTube. Here. No. Back. Back. Okay, so I was thinking good best.
If you want to farm 6,198,000 runes per hour, here is the best rune farming method in Elden Ring and how to get there. This farm method works both online or offline, and you can do it solo. It's also still working after all the patches and downloadable content which has been added to the game. But since you can easily mess this up, here's a full step-by-step walkthrough and farming guide so you don't waste your time. But before you watch this video, just listen to me for the next 30 seconds so you know if this video is right for you. Because while this is regarded as the best rune farm in Elden Ring, it actually isn't the easiest early rune farm location that you could do at level 1 as a new player. There's actually another farming method where you can farm this dragon repeatedly for over 1 million runes. This can be done at level 1 and you don't need to kill anything to get there. So if you are a new player or you're starting a new character, I'd actually recommend that you first follow that guide, which I've linked in the description, then come back and watch this guide. So this guide starts here on the map at the first step resting spot in Limgrave, where you first start the game. Here you're going to find an NPC called White Mask Barry, the guy who calls you Maiden. Now, if you're overly sensitive and you've already killed him, don't worry, you can still reach the farming location through a portal in the consecrated snowfield. But it's actually a late game area that requires you to kill multiple bosses to reach. So I'll be linking a separate guide below if you're in that situation. So we're going to talk to White Mask and we're going to exhaust all of his dialogue, which just means we're going to talk to him repeatedly until he starts repeating himself. He's going to tell us to go to Stormvale Castle and defeat Godric the Grafted so we can obtain his great rune. This is the only hard part about this guide, but if you leveled up watching my other video, it's going to be really easy for you. So next, from the first step resting point, we're going to head directly north along the road, past the church, and through the woods to the Gatehouse Ruin, where you unlock your Mount Torrent. I assume you already know how to get here, but from this point, we're going to be heading through the Gatehouse.
Aren't you supposed to be earning your place at the round? Then you must face Godric the Grafted. For without a great rune, you will not be with the 2 fingers.
Wait, is he telling me just go to the mountain? Hold up. Look.
Ruin. We're going to run past all of the defenses and then we're going to follow the path west up the hill. Now, if you need to slow down the gameplay, just use the settings to play the video at half speed, so it's easier for you to watch. But eventually, after following this path, we'll reach a resting point on the right hand side here. After this resting point, we then need to head to the entrance of Stormvale Castle, which is just up the hill on the map here. So just follow the path up the hill and around to the castle gate. And once again, you can dodge all of the guards in this area very easily. Just watch out for the ballista, which sets off the explosive barrel we just ran past. As long as you dodge sharply to the right, you'll be fine. And now, just before we get to the entrance, you'll want to hop off your horse and then run down the corridor until you reach the next site of grace. So now to actually enter Stormvale. Castle, we need to beat Margaret Bethel Omen, which is kind of like the first sub-boss. Now you can make this into an extremely easy boss fight. All you need to do is summon the sorcerer Roger right here on the right before you enter. Even if you're offline, you can still do this. And then secondly, you can make use of your Spirit Wolf summon, which really overwhelms Margit, so he struggles to target you. And while he's being overwhelmed by this, you can just jump in and easily stagger him with power attacks, or the Uchikatana's special attack to knock him off balance. At that point, you can then do a critical attack, which he is actually vulnerable to. Now, if you still need a separate guide on how to beat him, let me know and I'll make one for you. But if you followed my last farming method, you'll already be pretty overpowered at this point. So once we've defeated him, we can then continue up the rampart and enter Stormvale Castle. Just rest at the side of Grace outside, and then we can enter through this hole in the wall, which leads you around the outside of the castle. This is a much easier path to take. Just drop off the cliff here and there's another site of grace before you head up the wooden stairs to the right. You can run past most of the enemies here because running is extremely overpowered. We're going to head inside the castle and we're going to take the door on the right hand side and then head up the stairs on the right. You can run past the explosive barrels if you're fast, or you can bait them to throw an explosive onto them first. If you also roll through those explosive barrels, you'll actually destroy them before they explode. I'd also recommend rolling through the boxes towards the wall so you don't fall to your death. Next, we're going to take out this guy sitting down and anybody that's following us. Then we can open this iron door and we can sneak into the left. Now the first time you come in here, you have to 1v1 the knight, but if you die once, you can just sneak back inside and then take him down easily. Alternatively, you can just run inside and grab the rusty key at the back here instead of actually fighting him. But all we need from this room is that rusty key, and then we can go back outside the iron door and carry onwards. You'll see a green tapestry with a locked door down below. If we actually drop down, we can then open that door, and in front you'll see a ladder which we can climb up. Once you're at the top of this ladder, just head to the left and then either roll or get stabbed in the back. Then we're going to go upstairs and we're going to head onto the roof. So just continue all the way to the top. If we head up this next flight of wooden stairs, we'll find a lever on the next level. And now if you just turn around and take the door to the left, you'll find the next site of grace. After resting here, we can head onwards and out the door, and if you jump into the crow, your legs will actually have iframes, so the explosive barrel will just go through you. It looks really weird, but it works very well. After you've avoided both off those barrels, you can head down the stairs and go right on.
Fall down. Talk to this guy.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. I'm looking for a when I'm not hot-footed. Enough about me. This place is bristling. Not exactly a place. I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay. You can see it then. Well, enjoy it. I'm tarnished, but unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the. Still, I'm privy to. Would you care to learn as a fellow tarnished?
Onto the roof. Then we go through this stone tower and we turn right and then run across the next roof to the staircase and just climb down, or I believe you actually do take no damage from this height as well.
Why am I so stupid? Why am I not paying attention? Wait. Where do I go?
Well, after you go downstairs, head to the left.
Oh, I went the right way. Look up there. My ruins. Is that the spider dude from the beginning? You got tarnished. Oh yeah. defeat the mimic nearby objects. Better be a wash place. Okay, so before I even did this part before, when I was playing Seamless Co-op, all I did was sprint to the other side. That's what I'm gonna do. All I need to do is just keep running. Screw us, guys. Yes! Sit back down. So now I'm thinking there should be a lady here that should help you if you find her. Or I'm looking at Godric's Tome. This is where you fight. I think this is where you fight. I'm telling you, it's bad. That's bad. I'm finding another one. No, there is no way this bite killed me. This is so dumb. I just need to get... Okay, so I can kill everyone else, but I can't kill a bud. That's all. Come on, dude! I can't hit it! Like, it's physically impossible to hit him! Really, why did they have to add that to an enemy? Like, From Software didn't have to do that, but they did. I think they should have let us use torrent. Wait, what? Zoning pool is now functional. I won't be able to sneak past. Just looking at. of me. I did it. Hooray! I think there should be like a summoning thing here. Examine the summoning pool. Why? The children are annoying. Let's go see who this Godric fellow is.
Mighty dragon, thou'rt a true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. Alone tarnished. Playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
and don't attack these guys like I did. Just run past them and go through the next room to the door on the opposite side. Next, we're going to go through this stone passageway, and then we're going to take a right and carry on running into the next room. I'm just looting stuff as I go, like this treasure chest in the next room on the left here for the mimic headpiece. And then we're going to take the door to the right to the next room, and we're just going to roll off this ledge so we land on the ground floor in the basement. Then we're going to continue running along the right hand wall into the next room where you'll see daylight across from you. So head outside, and at this point you can just roll or jump through these wooden barricades, which instantly destroys them. So don't try and navigate around them, just run through them. You can finally find the site of grace in this next room, up the stone stairs and to the left here. So after resting, we're going to head back out the door that we came in at, and we're going to follow the wall to the left. We're going to go up the stairs and we're going to run through the barricades again. We're actually heading now to the last boss we need to kill for this farming method. This is honestly the hardest part of the guide. So we're going to head left and we're going to follow the path upwards to the entrance to the boss fight with Godric the Grafted. Now at this point you can buff your weapon, you can use spirit ashes for this fight, you can even go online and use co-op. There's actually also an NPC that you can summon offline as well. And again, if you need a guide for the boss, there's already tons of them out there. But if you want me to make one, let me know in the comments. But we will need to kill him because we need his Great Rune to continue the White Moss Barry questline. There used to be a bug that you could use to skip it, but that got patched out. Anyway, once defeated, we need to unlock the next site of grace quickly. So head into his castle and then take a left at his giant throne and go down the spiral staircase. There's only actually one way to go here, so you can't get lost, and there's also no enemies who can kill you. Hop off this balcony just here and then follow the door outside, and you'll find the next resting spot at the lake-facing cliffs, just on the left-hand side, which you definitely want to unlock before proceeding to the next step, just to make this guide faster. But for reference, we have now...
I don't remember where she is. There's a woman here that can help me. I have to set it up. On YouTube. YouTube.
Be proud. You are a fine, well, tarnished. I am the fellow. I'm hereby decount this grafting of Godric's ill befits all.
Stop! Stop being killed! Oh my!
Let the scars remind you.
Just kill me.
This lesson comes from the fall.
Really? You! I don't even want you to kill me. I just want help.
Apologies, as fellow tarnished, we must.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be gone now. If she's still there, she counts me as enemy. She counts me as an enemy.
If you're a new or returning player who wants to farm millions of runes in Elden Ring right at the start of the game, farming guide, you might find the starting bosses and early areas of the game too easy. But aside from that fragment just here on the ground, and then if you continue down the path and go left, you'll find a black weapon. See that we're right here just to the northeast across the bridge. And you can just follow quite an easy game and dirt ring will be windowed underneath the bush to dress from here. Distance or massive part of the bridge off the cliff, and where the backer right farming method is at knowing about the hill, 2,000 hill right hand 25 1 but before to level 13. And then if you have any more runes left over, I recommend just smashing them all into endurance so you have additional stamina. It's going to make the next farming method even faster. So what we're going to do now is from this site of grace is we're going to turn around and we're going to head back to that updraft, and we're just going to jump inside of it so we can get back onto the cliff edge. And now if you look around, you'll see a massive, really big tree off there in the distance. We're just going to run towards that next. So once you reach the tree, come around its base and you'll find another updraft that you can jump in to access the cliffs above. And once we're on top, we're going to be at Fort Pharaoh.
Okay, so basically what we need to do is I'm gonna farm off camera, like I said once, because if we farm off camera, we need to swing on another. Anyways, I'm gonna farm off camera so y'all don't. The enemies attacked him. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to go back in, rewatch and see what I did. Because now she's just targeting me as an enemy.
Where we can pick up the Radagon Saucer Seal, which is a talisman that boosts our stats while we have it equipped. So rest outside at this side of grace, and now we can go ahead and enter the fortress. It's easy enough to run through, just go inside and then head to the left, just around the wooden wall here, avoiding the bats that are going to try and poison you. Head through the dark room to the brightly lit door and then get yourself up that ladder to the top of the tower. Once you're on top, you can loot the area, but I'm just going to drop down onto the roof below. Make sure you jump, otherwise you can fall down the crack in the middle. Then we're going to run past this first hole, we're going to ignore the night summon here, and then we're going to head around to the hole at the back here, where you can drop in and then turn around, and if you go right and smash through this wooden wall just to the side here, you can then run and jump.
Really? You had to fall. You're in a fight. You shouldn't go forward. Oh. You see a bush and ring, you'll make yourself open to summon for rescue. Really? Spawn at the one. keep moving. Just can't stop fighting. What I'm gonna do is keep working on moon farm, so I just do that once.
Jump across, and then once you're across, if you walk around this next wooden wall, you're going to find some rats on the other side. So make sure you have that dodge roll prep. Once you've dropped down this hole, you'll find a body, and on that body is Radagon's saucer seal. And after this, you can just go ahead and let those rats take you down. You're going to respawn outside, and now we can start the second farming method, which you can actually mess up, so please do pay close attention. Firstly, we're going to equip Radagon's saucer seal, which is going to boost our dexterity by 5. So from 13 to 18, which is exactly what we need to equip the flail weapon that I showed you how to get earlier. And we're going to be using this for its unique bleed effect. You can use another weapon if you like the katana, which I already have another video on how to get linked below. And if you didn't know, you can two-hand your weapon by holding down the Y button on the Xbox controller and then pressing the right hand attack button. And then your character will hold it with two hands, so it does more damage. Now, if you turn around from the resting spot of Grace outside of this castle, you'll see a massive dragon lying down and sleeping right in front of you. Now, since the last video I made over 2 years ago, it's been discovered that you can actually farm this dragon repeatedly over and over again without killing it. And this is the part you don't want to mess up. So as you can see, we're going to run over and attack this dragon, and it literally does no damage. But don't worry, if we do keep attacking it, you'll get a chunk of bleed damage, which hits for a percentage of the enemy's health. So that's 13,000 damage, taking a big chunk of its health bar down. Now, it's actually even faster with the flail weapon to trigger this bleed effect. If you just hold down the flail special attack button, you can actually spin the flail and get multiple hits per second. This is going to end up applying that bleed effect even faster, which is obviously where all our damage is coming from against this enemy. So I'm standing just where these mushroom-like things are, and just make sure that the flail is actually hitting the hitbox of the enemy to register all those hits as much as possible. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting your stamina. And once your stamina is consumed, you can just stand there for a second, let it regenerate, and then just carry on doing this over and over. It'll take you around 3 minutes 30 seconds to defeat the dragon, but it's very important that you don't take it down completely. As you can see, it's eventually going to get to this very low amount of health. It's going to have this much health left, and it always works out to be exactly the same amount of health, because obviously it's percentage based damage. So you're not going to accidentally kill it. You'll see it gets to this much health, just like on my screen. And this is where the really important part comes in. At this point, you want to mount up and stand next to the dragon just here, and then start attacking it normally to apply that bleed effect again. And this time it's going to kill the dragon. And as soon as that bleed effect triggers, you actually see the dragon's tail flinch slightly. At this point, as soon as you see that, you're going to need to sprint back to the resting spot of Grace on your horse. And you can press the left trigger or X button to dismount, and then you can just spam the Y button to rest at the resting spot as soon as possible. After you actually rest here, you'll then see that we've gained 50,000 runes, but the dragon, if you turn around, is still alive. And it used to be that you could only kill this dragon once, but now you can actually kill it repeatedly and farm it over and over again. And this is after the DLCs come out and after all the updates have come out, it still works. Remember though, if you don't run back to that resting place fast enough, you'll kill the dragon and it won't respawn. You don't have to be ridiculously fast, you have some leeway there, but just don't mess that part up. So anyway, I ran this rune farming spot a bunch of times and it takes 4 minutes to do each run, which gives you 750,000 runes per hour. But there's actually a way to make this even faster, so don't sit here and farm it for an hour, you'll be wasting your time. So before I show you the third and final farming technique, you're going to want to get the following items. The first item can be obtained by opening the map and fast traveling back to the starting area of the first step resting spot where we started this video. Once you arrive, we're going to jump down to the left off this cliff, and then we're just going to head and follow the cliff to the left here, and we're going to look off the edge of the cliff for the updraft on the beach below. And then you can just jump off this cliff onto the beach, and because of that updraft being there, as long as you land nearby, you won't take any fall damage. And if you look to the left where the beach itself is, you'll see a golden pickled fowlfoot right in a cluster of bodies here, protected by some undead. But you can just run there, pick it up, and then leave. Now, this golden pickled fowlfoot is a consumable that increases the rune gain you get by 30% for 3 minutes. I also made a guide on how you can craft and farm all of the ingredients you need to get an unlimited amount of this item. And I would highly recommend you do that because they're just useful throughout your entire playthrough. I'm going to link that video below in the description, and I'd recommend that you just know the ingredients you need, because then you can carry on farming them as you're playing organically instead of doing it all at once, which is a bit boring. So that will give you a 30% boost to your rune gain, but the next item actually gives you a permanent boost. It's the Golden Scarab, and this is a talisman that increases the runes you obtain by 20% for as long as you're wearing it. And I made a video on how to get this and linked it down below in the description too. So when you're using both these items at once, you're going to get a 50% increase to your runes gain, which obviously makes any farming method you're doing just much more efficient. And before I talk about the fourth farming method, the third one is obviously to go back to killing the dragon, but this time with 18 dexterity, so you can use that flail, and with the Golden Scarab talisman equipped for that 20% boost. And again, before you kill the actual dragon, you're going to eat the golden pickled fowlfoot, and with both these effects active, you're going to get 75,000 runes per run, which is going to give you 1,125,000 runes every hour. And hilariously, you can make this farming method even faster if you upgrade the flail weapon to plus 15, so you deal even more damage for 1.5 million runes per hour. But in my opinion, this is just a waste of your time and resources to do this, because this is only supposed to be an early game farming location. So once you actually reach level 50 to 60, you're already going to be massively over leveled for this early game area. And if you want a guide on the next best farming locations for the mid game onwards, you can check out that next video just over here. But as far as early game farming locations go, this is definitely one of the best to get to level 50 fast. There's only actually one way to go here, so you can't get lost, and there's also no enemies who can kill you. Hop off this balcony just here and then follow the door outside, and you'll find the next resting spot at the lake facing cliffs, just on the left hand side here, which you definitely want to unlock before proceeding to the next step, just to make this guide faster. But for reference, we have now battled through Stormvale Castle and defeated both bosses until we reached the lake facing cliffs resting point just here on the map. So now we have the Great Rune, we need to go to the Round Table Hole. And at this point, you've probably already unlocked it, but if you just rest at a point of grace, you'll see Milena will appear and she'll invite you to the Round Table Hole. You can either say yes, or you can just select, yes, I want to go to the Round Table Hole from the menu. But if you've already been there, you can just fast travel back by selecting the fast travel point at the bottom left corner of the map here. Once you arrive, you're going to go right and through the double doors, which will now be open because you have the Great Rune. And now we can talk to the two fingers. You just need to talk to them. You don't actually need to give them the Great Rune. Once you've done that, you're going to fast travel back to the first step resting point. And when you arrive, you'll see that White Mask Barre has actually left. But there is a note where he was standing, which says you can find him in the mirror at the Rose Church. So to get to this location, we must now fast travel back to the lake facing cliff resting point, which we just unlocked earlier. Now from here, you're going to follow the dirt path down the hill and through the valley. Now you can obviously also reach this location by using the shortcut around Stormvale Castle, but since we needed to kill Godric for the Great Rune, it was faster for us to use this resting point. So we're going to head down through the valley. You'll see a wooden palisade fort in front of you that you can just literally run through, and then you can go downwards and onwards into the lakes. And we can actually now unlock the map for this area if we just head north down the river, and you'll see a glowing stone tablet with a map at the foot of it. Go ahead and pick that up, and then you can head onwards down the river, and just on the right hand side you'll find a ruin with a site of grace for you to grab. And please do leave a like on this video if you are finding it helpful so far. We're now here at Lascar Ruins, and we need to go north just here on the map to this small sort of gravestone symbol. Put a beacon marker just here so you can easily see where you need to go to get that next map fragment. And then we'll leave the ruin and you'll see that blue beacon in the distance, and we're just going to run towards it.
Truest of dragons, lend me thy strength.
What was that? I can't do that now because she's angry at me. I don't know if I need a little bit more health or, you know, I just need to get better. What is this? I know I can beat Godric. Just I have to learn his new set again. health, health, health. Upgrade just health, health. Okay. I'm gonna stop the stream here. This is part 5 of many. I'm gonna make another poll soon, whenever we get done with one game. And, you know,